A blissful day to you. How are you feeling? How are you feeling? Are you feeling with your hands? Are you feeling with your heart? How are you feeling? So in today's video, I want to share with you guys how to manifest big money. We're talking big money, big bucks, big money. And it's so interesting that we label it big and small because if you think about it, money is just, energy. And, but we kind of, limit ourselves by labeling it and putting labels on it, such as big and small. And now the problem is when we do place these labels on money, especially, it kind of deter us, and it could also be challenging, especially when your new desire or your focus is to manifest the big money. Because now you're like, oh, it's big money. It's now you're placing your goal on a pedestal, and immediately you making this goal bigger than you. And so now if you make any desire bigger than you or place it on a pedestal, then it's going to be challenging for you to manifest it. But however, if you know that you are the creator of your reality, you are the God of your reality, and you just came to play and dance in this 3D game, because it, especially if the 3D is a game, right? I mean, I've even read an article, but I haven't finished it, an article by the CIA, and the CIA actually confirmed that the universe is a hologram. So, in other words, we're living in a virtual reality. So now the 3D is a game. It is a game, so you don't want to take it so seriously. You want to play and you want to dance. Because the moment you take this game too seriously, you're going to lose out on so much fun. And now if you see it like a game, then you're like, okay, cool. So now let us manifest, big money and financial abundance. So for me, when I obviously again came across the law of attraction and the secret, I remember reading those words: just ask, believe, and receive, and then the universe will just magically give you this avalanches of abundance and stuff like that. But the law of attraction did work for me on some cases, but some cases it did not, because I think the reason why is because I depended on the universe, and I actually gave my power away to the universe, and I was always hoping and wishing. I'm like, oh, maybe the universe will, provide I'm just going to, you know, believe. I'm just going to believe and align my thoughts and my vibration and my frequency, and hopefully the universe will. And then the universe would disappoint me, and I'm like, what the hell is happening, man? Sometimes the universe provides, sometimes the universe does not provide. But then I got introduced to Neville Goddard, and Neville Goddard told me that, hey, everything is within. You are God. The outside world is only a reflection. So the universe is a reflection. It's actually not real. And anything outside of myself is just a reflection. And that, wow, that was like powerful. And then Neville said, hey, all you need to do is just accept that you are the person who already has big money and who already enjoys financial abundance. So you want to ask yourself, okay, who am I right now as the person who already manifested big money? How am I feeling as the person who already manifested big money and who is now enjoying financial freedom or financial abundance? You ask yourself, who are you as that person? Now, if you're able to define that, then you accept that. So that will become your new self-concept. Now, your self-concept is what you believe to be true about yourself. So now I've got a question for you. What do you believe about money? What are your beliefs about money? Share with me, what do you guys believe about money? And be honest. Because the one thing that kept me stuck for so long is I wasn't honest with myself. It's only when I actually really was honest with myself and say, hey, what do I actually believe about money? Well, I used to believe that I had to work hard for money, and it wasn't easy for money to come to me. And I used to believe that money was limited. There was not enough. There was just a little bit for me to survive. And I also used to believe that the root, like money or the love, I actually believe that like the love of money is the root of all evil. I believe that, you know. So I really had to sit and ask myself, what are my beliefs about money? What do I believe about money? And when I became clear, I then said, okay, well, these beliefs do not serve me. So I'm no longer going to subscribe to these beliefs. And I unsubscribed to those beliefs. I created a new story, which is my self-concept. I created this self-concept where I saw myself as the wealthy and abundant person already. And what that meant for me was money came to me easy. I got paid to exist. There's unlimited money all over me. Wherever I look, I receive money. When I wake up, I always wake up to notifications. I used to, like with, like this one particular client, I shared with this client, I said, you know what? I used to visualize and imagine just receiving notification. I used to do that in my imagination, you know, until it felt real. And now it's like I'm seeing that now as a reality. Now, the reason why I'm seeing it is because my imagination is the only true reality. So whatever I accept in my imagination reflects in my 3D. That's just how this 3D game works. It's one of the laws of this 3D game. So the true reality is in your head. It's in your mind. It's in your imagination. That's the true reality. So in order for you to manifest the big bucks, you first have to accept that you are now the person who has that desire. In this case, it's big money and financial abundance. Now let's talk about the don'ts when it comes to money. They are like things that you should not do when it comes to manifesting big money. And the first one is your speech. So if you want to manifest big money or financial abundance, you need to eliminate and delete these two words. Number one is, I can't afford it. If you tell yourself that you can't afford it, you are telling yourself that you are living in lack. And you're telling yourself that you do not have enough. So in other words, you're telling yourself that you are not abundant if you say that I can't afford it. And number two, it's too expensive. If you are telling yourself that anything is too expensive, you are saying that I'm not in abundance, my money is limited, and I need to be frugal, and because I am not abundant. So when you use those two words, forget about it. There's no way that you can experience big money and financial abundance. No way. Whether you can say, oh, I'm God, I'm God, I'm God, I'm God, forget about it. It's not going to happen because you are telling yourself that you are not abundant and that you do not have financial abundance. So you want to delete those words. Don't ever utter them. Ever, ever again. And also, you want to not contradict yourself and waver. So for example, if you accept that you're abundant now and you go to the shop and maybe you buy some stuff, and as you're using your card, you're feeling like, oh no, oh, and you just kind of feel like you're not worthy of money, and you feel like, oh man, like I remember like how I used to feel when I used to buy stuff, I actually did not feel good when I used to buy stuff because I knew that the money is about to run out, and I had to like think on ways on how to make more money because I was like in a lack mindset. So you have to ask yourself, how do you feel and what do you think when you buy stuff online? And when you buy and when you pay your bills, what do you feel and what do you think, right? And so you also want to ask yourself, right? What is the first thing you think about when you wake up with regards to money? And when you brush your teeth, you're in the shower, you're busy preparing yourself for work. What are those inner conversations you're having about money? And when you're busy eating, or you're out with friends, or you're buying, what are those conversations about money? Now, most of your self-talk and your inner conversations are unconscious, and you are not even aware that you are uttering the words, I can't afford it every day, and it's too expensive. You're not even aware. Why are you not aware? Because it's deeply enrooted within you. It's deeply rooted in your subconscious mind. And it actually is now become one with you. So now you are just operating on autopilot. It will only become aware to you now that I'm actually mentioning it. And then it will like trigger your brain's RAS, your reticular activation system. You're like, yeah, you're right. I always say this. I always say I can't afford it. I always say it's too expensive. And then you can now see why you're probably struggling to manifest big money and financial abundance. Manifestation is very, very simple, but it's not easy. Now, the reason why it's not easy is because manifestation is not magic. It is basically you having to go through a process of releasing the old program that's in your subconscious mind, and you then reprogram your subconscious mind with the new program. Now, the new program will be that you are abundant and you are wealthy. And now, whilst you're going through that process, you have to remain faithful. In other words, you have to persevere. Now, it's not going to be easy to actually get to the next level, which we called abundance or financial freedom. The reason why it's not going to be easy, it's because all you knew was this old program, which is lack, struggle, and stress. That's all you knew. Now, when you introduce a new program to your subconscious mind, which is change, your mind is going to try and keep you safe. So you will see that. For example, with me, whenever I used to, try and, just get to the next level of financial abundance and wealth, I was on fire, right? So I'd actually maybe buy a course, work with a coach, then I'm on fire. I'm like, yes, let's do this. So the first 3 days, I would do the work, and then boom, life happens. The 3D then triggers me. And then I'm like, nah, this can't wait. So then I pause on everything, and I go back to my old self-concept, which is not serving me. But the reason why it felt so good is because that's all I knew. And my mind is just trying to keep me safe. Mine is just trying to keep me safe, to say, nah, don't bother. I mean, it took me years to actually get to the next level. I actually just spoke to a client today, and she asked me, how long did it take you? I'm like, shit, it freaking took me years, because the reason why it took me years is because I did not apply what I read and what I was, buying, and what I was also being taught by coaches and mentors. I didn't apply it. I was like, yeah, I'll do it. I'll get to it. And then the next thing you know, life happens and I'm just back. I'm back at square one. So, but now check this out. If you actually take this seriously and you say, okay, so manifestation is not magic. It's actually a step-by-step process that requires me to change my mindset, not the universe and not God. Remember, the external world is simply a reflection. So it's not real. It's a reflection. The only thing that's real is your mind. Now, in order for you to change your 3D, you have to change your mind. And that's got nothing to do with God or the universe. So when you accept that, then you will take responsibility and you'll stop blaming the universe and blaming God. You know, they just mirrors reflecting you. So, and, but I even told this client, I said today, I said, you know what? If you can just remain faithful to what I'm telling you now, you will shift, you'll start shifting, and then you're going to start seeing the 3D, giving you evidences of your new self-concept, and then the next thing you know, your life has changed. But I shared with her, I said, it's not going to be easy because all you knew was the old program, the self-concept, and that's part of you. So your mind is going to try and keep you safe. But if you persevere and you like keep on keeping on and you say, hey, come high or low, I'm not going to waver. I'm not going to contradict myself. I'm going to freaking give it my all. You will taste the fruits. You will manifest your desires. So that's why with our coaching, we provide daily accountability, because I had to ask myself, why the hell was it so freaking hard for me? And the reason why it was so hard for me is because, I mean, all the amazing coaches that I work with and mentors, they meant well and they said, hey, you need to do this, you need to do that. And then in my mind, I would like, yes, I'll do it. But then after the call, life would happen and I'll just go on my life and I'll forget, you know. But then, so what I asked myself, no, like, how can I ensure that we create lasting change, you know, with our clients where they get to experience an internal change and also see results as well. And I was like, wow, daily accountability. So if you have someone reminding you every freaking single day that it is done, and that someone is reminding you that you got this, don't give up. Yes, it's going to be challenging. If it was easy, then everyone would freaking like, you know, manifest big money and abundance if it was easy. So we have to be honest with ourselves. It is going to be challenging, but it is worth it. If as long as you persevere and you say, you know what, I am going to remain faithful to this new version of myself. I am no longer going to contradict myself and say one thing and do another thing. I am no longer going to waver. I am going to give my all, because if I'm not going to do it now, then when? If not now, when? Now is the new later. The only moment that will exist is right now. So that's why when you understand that, okay, all that is required from me, all that is required from me is just to be clear. And you want big money, right? You want to manifest money. How much do you want to manifest? You want to be clear. How much do you want to manifest? What's the amount? What's that amount? How much do you want to manifest? So let me know in the comments below. What's the amount? How much would you like to manifest? If you had no chance of failing and you could manifest any amount of money, what is that amount? Do share with me. What is that amount? Because if you are clear in what amount you want to manifest, then you're now triggering your brain's reticular activation system, which is like your brain's filter. So it's only going to filter in that amount. So if your amount is maybe, say, $10,000, right? Your brain is only going to filter in $10,000, and it's going to show you evidences of $10,000, and it's going to provide opportunities of $10,000 because you are now clear. And furthermore, if you attach that money goal to your anything that is of value to you. So for example, let's just say you want to manifest $10,000 because you'd love to go on a awesome exotic vacation. So now if you tell yourself, okay, I want to manifest X amount because I want to do this. So if you have a reason why you want that money and how you want to spend it, now all of a sudden you give your goal meaning. So now when you give your goal meaning, you will create, especially you wanna always go for a goal that scares you. So if you think about, okay, if I can manifest any amount, and the answer is yes, you want to go for a goal that scares you. Go for a goal that scares you. Now, the reason why you want to go for a goal that scares you, because it's going to keep you up. It's going to keep you on your toes. You're not going to get bored of it. You're not going to forget about it. You're not going to, just another New Year's resolution. No, because the goal is now creating a fire within you. And now all of a sudden, you feel like you have purpose and you have direction, to actually basically, head towards. Instead of just saying, I want to manifest, X amount. And so clarity. And then when you're now clear in your goal, then you ask yourself, okay, now that I have this desire, how does it make me feel? How am I now thinking? How am I acting? How do other people see me? How do I wake up in the morning? How do I spend the rest of my day? And how do I go to bed in the evening? Because remember, you have to become the person who has that desire. When you become the person who has that desire, then your 3D will then reflect that new mindset, that new identity, that new personality, that new self-concept. Your 3D then reflects it to you, because now you've shifted from the person who does not have your desire to the person who does have your desire. So your job is only to change your mind. That's it. You don't even have to focus on the desire itself. If you focus on the desire itself, that's misguided. You want to focus on becoming the person who now has your desire. You ask yourself, how does it feel now that I have all this money? How does it make me feel? How does it make me feel? What is the overall sensation? How does it make me feel now that I have this desire? And you remain faithful to that new person. And you close your eyes, you visualize your day from the morning till the evening. And you really immerse yourself in this new identity. Now, there's been a study that was actually released not too long ago through a neuroscience. And so within the study, they share that when you visualize for minimum 12 minutes, you visualize for minimum 12 minutes, it rewires your brain because your brain is plastic, right? So when you visualize, you activate neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity is just the brain's ability to rewire itself. So neuroscience basically shared that when you visualize minimum 12 minutes, it rewires your brain. That's why, so when I heard that, I shared it with my wife, and I told my wife, I said, now let's take our clients to a step further. So now we're not just doing 12 minutes, we do 20 minutes. 20 minutes every day. 20 minutes, you immerse yourself in the wish fulfilled. You feel, you think, you act, you actually feel what it is, you experience what it is to be that person in the real world, in your imagination. And what that does, it rewires your brain to the new identity. Now, the moment your brain is rewired, it's now a new program that's now being installed in your subconscious mind. Now, your subconscious mind basically has all your fears, your behaviors, your beliefs. It's all stored in there in your subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind runs your life. So that's why when you go about your day, it feels like you're on autopilot most of the time because your subconscious mind is running your day. Sometimes it doesn't even feel like you in control. You're like, oh, whoa, like this, like, it's like because of your subconscious mind. But now, the cool thing is, when you install empowering programs in your subconscious mind, then of course, it's going to be beneficial. I mean, would you not want to experience days where you just receive money out of the blue, unexpected notifications, and you just live a life of freedom and abundance? Now that can happen provided you install the new program in your subconscious mind. And how you do that is you accept that you are now the person who has your desire. And you ask yourself, how am I feeling? How am I thinking? How am I acting? How am I relating to other people? What do I tell myself when I buy anything with my card? How do I now feel about money? And another thing that I actually want to share with you guys, I want you to pull out either a note. I want you to pull out a note or a coin. Get a note or a coin, and I want you to put that note. Actually, oh yeah, I've got a coin here. Get a money, like get any coin. I want you to get a note or a coin, your currency, money, and I want you to place that currency just here at your chest area, on your heart center. Place it on your chest area, and I just want you to become aware of what is happening. Because when I used to struggle with lack, if I did that exercise and I take a note or a coin, I put it on my chest area, I would become so anxious. You know, sometimes I would just get like the shivers like that. I'm like, what the hell? You know, because I did not feel worthy of money. I also did not feel that I was deserving of money. I also didn't feel good enough because I grew up very poor, and I obviously adopted like a lack mindset. And so for me, it was normal to actually, live in lack. And when I took a coin, took a note, put it just here on my chest area, my heart center, whew, a lot of stuff would happen. So do that and share with me in the comments below what you guys experience. Because that will tell you where you're at. It will tell you exactly where you're at. It will tell you if you are worthy, if you feel worthy of money, or you feel deserving, or you feel good. It will tell you exactly where you are. And let's just say if you maybe feel anxious, you feel insecure when you do that exercise, all you have to do, you just release that because it's no longer serving you. And you replace it with what you want to serve you now. So what do you really, really want? How much money would you like to manifest? And why do you want the money? Why? Because if you have a big enough why, you will be so excited about this goal. For example, like I said, if your goal is to manifest 100K because you want to buy your dream car, that's going to make you feel excited because the only thing you think is just your dream car. You're like, I always wanted this car. I can't wait to actually have this car. Now all of a sudden you're excited. And the goal is just, driving you. So let's recap the don'ts. These are the don'ts. You want to stop saying that I can't afford it. Erase that from your vocabulary. Because if you say that I can't afford it, you are telling yourself that you are living in lack and that you are not abundant. And the second word is expensive. You want to stop saying that it's too expensive. Because if you say it's too expensive, you're saying that you are not abundant. You're saying that you only have limited money. So you want to erase that. And you also want to stop contradicting yourself. Stop saying one thing today and then another thing tomorrow. If you accept that you are the person who has your desire now, then remain faithful. Don't contradict yourself, because when you contradict yourself, you're confusing yourself. And when you confuse, you feel anxious, and anxiety is not so cool, man. It's not a good feeling. I've been there. It's not nice. That's why I'm taking time out to share these principles with you guys. Because once you get this, your life will change, man. Forever. forever. And yeah, and the worthiness. And then obviously, as I shared, you want to be clear in what it is you want. And you also want to then basically accept that you are that person who has your desires. So in other words, you want to become the person who has your desire. Not focus on your desire. No. You become the person who has your desire. What does that mean? You have to change your mindset from the person who does not have it to the person who does have it. So you remain faithful to that on a daily basis. You remain faithful. And when you remain faithful, boom, you shift. Okay? Now let's talk about. Okay, let's have a look at a few comments here. Okay. Galata says 100 grand. Okay, I like that. That's a big goal. I love that. I love that. Okay. Frida says, okay, also grew up poor. It's my time for the lottery dream. Right, okay. Yeah, don't limit yourself to the lottery. Because if you only focus on trying to win the lottery, you're limiting yourself. Remember, you are limitless and you are infinite. Why would you want to limit yourself? You want to tell yourself that you are abundant and wealthy now. So if your abundance comes through the lottery, then good. But you have to understand, your abundance can come through the lottery, through an inheritance, through a business idea, through your job, through a friend, so there's so many ways that your abundance can come to you. Don't just limit yourself to the lottery. You are limitless. Okay. Okay, I have my why, but still not able to visualize out of the blue. All right, okay. Well, because the reason why you're still not able to visualize out of the blue is because you have not become the person who is now wealthy and abundant. If you become the person, just become the person who is already wealthy and abundant. And then, all these wealth and abundance channels will show up in your life on a daily basis. Because remember, the 3D reflects your mindset. So whatever your beliefs are about money, your 3D is reflecting that. So you have to ask yourself, what do you believe about money? Do you believe that you have to work hard? Do you believe that it's not easy to come by? Do you believe that you're not worthy? Do you believe that you're not deserving? Do you believe that you're not good enough? What do you believe about money? If you're not sure what your beliefs are, have a look at your bank account. It will tell you exactly what your beliefs are. Okay, all right. Okay, I like the fact that you guys are helping each other, by replying to each other. That's nice. I love that, I love that. It's cool. Yeah, Miss Ria says that I love visualizing, so powerful tool and give or receive as human. Exactly. I also love, visualizing and let me share the power of visualization. So not too long ago, I was busy with this one client and so I was busy with a big deal, and the deal was nearly let's say just under I'm actually trying to convert to dollars, so that just to give you to make it simpler. So it was the deal was quite big. It was just under $10,000, and then something happened and the client all of a sudden tried to change their mind and said that, well, they don't need, our products, our equipment, and software and all that stuff. And all I did was go in my imagination, and I saw the money already cleared in our bank account. And I heard the client thank me profusely. Thank you so much, Gabriel. Thank you so much, Gabriel. And I repeated that in my imagination. And within about, say, a week, boom, the client actually did exactly that. Now, why? Because your imagination is the only true reality. Your imagination is the only real world. Now, this world, the 3D, is only a reflection. It's just a mirror. It's just a reflection. I love all these big goals, guys. 20 million per month. Yeah, I love all these big goals. Yeah, as I said, you also, okay, I love these big goals. 50K plus, months. Nice. I love it. That's it, because if you are God, you know what I mean? So you want to go big. You are God of your reality. So you want to go big. Why do you want to play small? You want to go big, Go big or go home. Go big or go home. Okay, cool. So, right. Okay, you see, another thing with the subliminals, right? When you listen to subliminals from a place of not having, you are just going to basically end up not having, because you are telling yourself that I do not have, so I'm going to try and listen to a subliminal to have or to get. When you go about it that way, it's not going to work. So I can tell you this because this has been my experience. So I used to listen to subliminals, sleep subliminals, meditation from a place of not having. And I would see success stories of people manifesting, but I would never experience that. Why? Is because I did it from a place of lack. So you wanna, obviously subliminals are good, meditations are good, anything that can remind you that you already have your desire is good. I don't care what it is, but you want to do it from a place of having. You don't want to do it from a place of not having. If you're going to do it from a place of not having, then you're going to wait until Jesus comes back. And we know that that's African time, We're all still waiting for Jesus. He's supposed to come long ago, but we're still waiting for him. And that's how long you're going to wait for your desire. So let us talk about the do's of manifesting big money and financial abundance. Number one, gratitude. Gratitude is my favorite attitude. If you are grateful right now for what's around you, you are now prosperous and you're abundant. Do you know why? Because you are focusing on what you do want instead of what you do not want. That's why gratitude is so powerful. If you're grateful for what you have right now, you are prosperous. Now, if you maintain that attitude of gratitude, it will shift your reality in so many ways. Now, do you know why? It's because you are now focusing on what you do want. instead of complaining, instead of trying to get, instead of chasing every new technique or, excuse me, instead of chasing every new technique or method on the market, gratitude is so powerful. That's why we make sure that this is the one thing we always share with our clients: gratitude. So in our 5-step, the bliss method, gratitude is there. Because when you have an attitude of gratitude, you'll feel so content, you'll feel so happy, and you won't care about the future or the past because you are too occupied with the present moment. You focusing on what you have. You're grateful for your body. You're grateful for your toothbrush. You're grateful for the water you had. You're grateful for the food. You're grateful for your clothes, for your phone, for Wi-Fi. And when you express your gratitude, it immediately shifts you. Just try it. I want you to express your gratitude for 3 things that happened in the last 24 hours. And when you express it, I want you guys to comment below here. Just share 3 things that you're grateful for that happened in the last 24 hours. It could be maybe the breakfast you had, the meal, an old friend that you've spoken to. Just 3 things. But when you express your 3 things, just say why you're grateful for. So for example, if you say, I'm grateful for my breakfast, say why. Oh, because it's probably healthy and it's your favorite, bananas, apples. You're grateful for the person that you bumped into the store because the person assisted you. Because when you actually define why you're grateful for the thing, it gives it meaning. Otherwise, it's just going to become another mundane method that has no meaning, to it. Share with me 3 things that you are grateful for that happened the last 24 hours. You will see how that makes you feel. It will shift you immediately. And then I'm going to share some other do's with you guys. I just want to get some water. 1 second. Some water. Gratitude will transform your life in so many ways. Do you know what gratitude did to me? So I used to suffer from anxiety, and I remember Googling, I'm like, how can I cure anxiety naturally? And then gratitude came up. And they were like, oh, well, you just have to start the gratitude journal and blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, I've got nothing to lose. Let me try it. Within 2 weeks of applying the gratitude every day, I felt so much better. And ever since, I love gratitude. I even tattooed thank you on my arm. I tattooed thank you on my arm to remind me. I even have thank you on my dream car to remind me, because gratitude freaking literally saved my life. That anxiety that I experienced, man, shit, I would not wish that on my greatest enemies. I don't have enemies, but I mean, anxiety, man, that's no joke. That's no joke. So gratitude cured me. So that's the first do. if you really want to shift your mind from lack to abundance, gratitude. And you also want to feel worthy of big money and financial abundance. You want to feel worthy, you have to tell yourself, I am God, and I choose to feel worthy of big money because I am God. I can have it all. I can be it all. So I would love for my human experience to be worthy of big money, and abundance. Because if you feel worthy of abundance, you will have it in your life. Simple as that. If you don't experience abundance in your life, it's because you don't feel worthy on a subconscious level. Otherwise, you would have it. The reason why you have a phone is because you feel worthy. Just like, another exercise I can give you guys as well, right? I just want you to become aware of your breath and just become aware. I just want you to become aware that I just want you to become aware that you are now, inhaling air or oxygen. So now you know that you are worthy of the air that you breathe on a daily basis. And here's the thing, there's abundance. There's abundance of oxygen and air. Am I right or wrong? You never complain and say, oh, there's not so much air, there's not so much air. Oh, I'm not worthy of air. I don't know, there's not so much air. You're like, there's abundance. Now, I want you to pretend the air, the oxygen that you're breathing is money. Just pretend it's money. And see how that makes you feel. Expansive. And now all of a sudden you feel, oh yeah, okay, I feel worthy. I feel worthy of big money. I feel worthy of abundance. So that's what I'm talking about when I say that. Do you feel worthy of abundance? Do you feel worthy of big money? Okay. Right. And another thing I want to share with you is that it's a mindset thing. It's got nothing to do with the universe or God. It's a mindset thing. If God or the universe was involved in you getting your manifestations, then everybody would have gotten their manifestations. Because, the universe probably would want to obviously look out for you, right? Maybe God as well. But yet, people are still struggling. I was there as well. I used to depend on God. I used to depend on the universe. And then I got introduced to Neville Goddard, and I learned that everything is in your mind. When you change the way you see yourself and feel about yourself, then your 3D then also changes. So you have to ask yourself now, do you feel like an abundant person? Do you see yourself as an abundant person? And answer that honestly. Because if you see yourself as an abundant person and feel as an abundant person, the 3D will show you evidences of abundance. You'll have opportunities. You'll have unexpected income. You'll win lotteries. You'll, win scratch cards and all these things because you are now an abundant person. And so I want to share with you now how you can apply our 5-step process to shift your identity. Because remember, it's about becoming the person who has your desire. It's not about the desire itself. If your desire is to manifest $10,000, $100,000, $1,000,000, if that is your desire, you have to become the person who has that desire. Because the moment you become the person who has that desire, this is what Neville Goddard says, and I quote, "When you change your conception of yourself, your entire world will change automatically. Do not try to change people. They are only messengers telling you who you are. Revalue yourself and they will confirm the change." End quote. So Neville Goddard says that all you need to do is to change your self-concept and your entire world will change automatically. And he says, don't try to change people. They are only messengers telling you who you are. Revalue yourself and they will confirm the change. What is your self-concept? Your self-concept is what you believe to be true about yourself. Do you believe that you're a wealthy person? Do you believe that you're an abundant person? Or are you trying to become a wealthy person? Are you trying to become an abundant person? Are you still waiting for your desires to manifest? Because waiting implies that you do not have it. Waiting equals lack. If you're waiting, you are telling yourself you do not have it. Now, Neville Goddard tells us that you have to change your conception of yourself, and then only your 3D will change automatically. That's it. That is the secret right there. When you change your conception of yourself, your entire world will change automatically. Do not try to manifest your desire. Become the person who has your desire. So I'm going to share with you our 5-step process in the Bliss method. Step 1, you want to become clear in what it is you want. What do you really, really want? What makes you smile? What tickles your fancy? What is that thing that just makes you go, what do you really, really want? How much money you want? When you're clear, you then focus on that goal. You know, one of my mentors, Bob Proctor. Bob Proctor taught me to write down your goal every day. And there's been a study at Harvard, and they had 3 groups of people. They had the one group only accepting their desire in their mind, and they had another group talking about it, and they had another group writing their goals down. And what they actually found out, everyone that wrote down their goals actually achieved it. The people that just had it in their minds and talked about it did not manifest their goals. So you want to write down your goal, become clear, and you want to focus on that goal. See it clearly in your mind. You want to see it clearly after you've written it down. See it clearly in your mind. That's step 1, clarity and focus. Step 2 is acceptance and embodiment. Now, you want to become the person who has this desire. So if your desire is $1 million, Now you have to ask yourself, okay, who am I as a millionaire right now? How am I thinking? How am I feeling? How am I acting? How am I relating to other people? How am I waking up? How do I go to bed? How do I spend my day as a millionaire? You know, and then you want to become one with that desire. You want to fully immerse yourself in this new version of yourself by visualizing, imagining that it's already done. Feel the feelings. Really feel it, you know. Ask yourself, how do you think? How do you act? How do you feel? What's the overall sensation? That is step 2. Acceptance and embodiment. You accept that you are now the person who has your desire. And step 3 is release and let go. So now that you have accepted that you are a millionaire, you ask yourself, okay, do I have any resistance towards this goal? You be being honest with yourself. Say, do I have any resistance towards this goal? Do I have any limiting beliefs or attachments? And whatever comes up, you release it because it no longer serves you. Now, when you release it, you are actually going to become so much lighter. And the 3D is not going to freaking trigger you anymore because you've released your limiting beliefs. And you've also released your attachments. Now, what are attachments? Attachments is when you are attached to a specific outcome. And when you are telling yourself that my goal can only come through the lottery. So you now attach to a specific outcome. And you also attach to wanting. Remember, wanting equals lack. So you want to release these attachments because it's no longer serving you. And number 4, step 4 is gratitude. You now ask yourself, okay, what good happened in the last 24 hours? Only 3 things. 3 things that happened in the last 24 hours. Oh, I had a delicious dinner. I had an awesome breakfast. And I met this awesome stranger and we had such a nice conversation. And it was so awesome because it really was enlightening. You express your gratitude. And you also express your gratitude for anything that's around you. Because gratitude releases serotonin and dopamine. And that's the feel-good hormones. And you just want to smile. And you just want to, feel good. So gratitude is my favorite attitude because it keeps a smile on my face, man. So you want to do gratitude. That's why we have it in our bliss method. And step 5, the last step, inspired action. So you go within your mind and you say, now that I am a millionaire, what inspired action can I take? And you wait and you see what comes up. Your subconscious mind will maybe say, hey, do this, call this person, reach out to this person, send this text. Sometimes you do get some stuff, sometimes you don't. But the beautiful thing about inspired action is, excuse me, inspired action, it does not feel like effort. It feels light. It feels joy. It feels like fun. It feels like play, inspired action. Like I was inspired to do this video and it feels good. I'm loving this. I'm in the flow. I'm sharing with you guys. It's freaking amazing. So you ask, now that I am the person who has my desires, what inspired action can I take? So let us recap the bliss method, the 5 steps. Clarity and focus. That's when you become clear and you focus on your goal. Step 2, acceptance and embodiment. That's when you become the person who has your desire. Step 3, release and let go. That's when you're releasing any limiting belief or attachments that you may have towards your desire. Step 4, gratitude. That's when you are grateful for what's around you and what happened maybe in the last 24 hours. And step 5, inspired action. This is where you go within and you ask your new self-concept, hey, what inspired action can I take? Instead of you just sitting and not doing anything, you ask, say, hey, what inspired action can I take? Say, hey, you can do this, you can do that, go play the lottery. Boom, there you go, play the lottery. I mean, that's an inspired action that I got when I was in Canada. Play the lottery. I don't usually play the lottery, you know. So it's a beautiful thing. But now, if anyone would, if you need help to apply these steps, we offer one-on-one coaching. But now our one-on-one coaching is different from a lot out there because we provide you with daily accountability. So what does that mean? That means is that we work with you every day for 5 weeks straight. So every single day we work with you and we make sure you actually do the work by keeping you accountability. So we congratulate you every day. We take you through the bliss method step by step. We have you become the person who has your desires. And after the 5 weeks, you feel like you're like, who's this person? You feel like a new coin, feel like a new person because now you've shifted from the old to the new. So we work with you every single day. Think about Neville and Abdullah, so we're going to be your Abdullah to ensure that you do what you're supposed to do. Because unfortunately, with human nature, you can tell yourself right now that you're going to start doing the job. If you can tell yourself now, oh yeah, I'm going to practice gratitude. Tomorrow when you wake up, life is going to happen and you're going to forget about gratitude. You can tell yourself right now, I'm going to actually accept that I am the person who has my desires every day. The 3D is going to trigger you and you're going to forget and you go back to your old self-concept. Now, the reason why I can tell you this is because I've been there. I've experienced that. That's why and my wife, we created something to ensure that it will be successful. You will be successful because now you literally have someone that holds your hand, tells you exactly what to do and how to do it. And you change your mind. You don't depend on the universe and you also don't depend on God or a God because the external reality is simply a reflection of your mindset. When you change your mindset, your entire world will change automatically. So if you are interested to work with us one-on-one, you can click on the link in the description. You can book a free discovery call as well, and we can talk about it. Book a free discovery call. And if you have any questions, you need any clarity, no problem, right? Okay, cool. So that was awesome. That was amazing. So I enjoyed my time with you guys, and I hope you got value out of this live. And keep smiling. Enjoy your blissful day. And I shall see you guys on the next one. Cheers.